Well, hello there.
Don't stop now. I'm getting excited.
You will not control my destiny. Stick your show in your ass.
All week long. Bang, 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 baby. Good to see everybody. Happy Monday. Court is in session. Once again, Mikey here with you. Creed not joining us today. He's traveling. He's hot on the road. He's burning up the streets. He'll be here for, we got a chase at 4:05. But until then, go hang out with you and join you for some of this amazing court action brought to you by us. No one else, just us. And hopefully you'll have a good time. Dallas Alice, how are you? Oh, we need to put this in here for legal reasons while you take a gander at that. Remember, I'm not a lawyer. This isn't a law show. We're going to be jumping from case to case, checking out different things. We may say something stupid. We may say something funny. It may not be either of those two things, but that's what we do here. We love our chat. We're going to be going to that plenty. We may stop. I may talk over something. You may hear a sound effect. Just giving a heads up for all the kids in the peanut gallery. We're going to go ahead and jump on Judge Herman over here to fine Michigan.
Because I failed to stop, I guess. It was like a 3-car accident. I couldn't really stop.
By the way, this guy hasn't had a license in 10 years.
It was like I got rear end and I rear end somebody.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Okay. Sentence of the court is going to be 60 days, credit for 8. You got 52 to serve. Okay?
Wow. Back to the slammer with you.
No further penalty am I imposing.
60 days.
He's not happy.
You get credit for 8. I didn't even ask about why you did come to court, so let's just leave it there.
That's all we got, Judge.
52.
I didn't even ask that question.
52 more days.
You got to give that
put
paper to the deputy that you signed.
We done?
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Good to see everybody. Oh, well, look at that. Off to a great start, Mikey. Oh, look. Oh, look. They're doing my work for me. We're just jumping to the next live court.
I'm going to recall any warrants. There were several that were issued. You have the money to hire an attorney now?
Yeah.
So you know you're charged with a misdemeanor driving.
Well, Angela, keep us up to date.
And
best of luck.
I'm going to appoint Mr. Neil Douglas to represent you. Mr. Douglas coming up on that.
Here comes Neil Douglas.
Cool seal. Cool seal.
Ain't that country music singer in the crowd?
Yes.
Ain't this the Atkins guy? What's his name? Glad to see everybody. This is always an interesting courtroom.
Right. We're going to call the matter of Tuamua, case number 18557.
Yeah, that guy was very happy, wasn't he?
Versus Scott Mua, case number 18558.
Here comes Mr. Mua.
Mr.
Mr. Scott Mua. Mavis, good to see you.
Which one of you gentlemen is Tua? You speak English, sir?
A little bit.
A little bit? What other language do you speak?
Long.
Are you Scott?
Yeah, I'm Scott.
And do you speak English?
Yeah, perfect English.
So is this your father?
My father.
Translations. That's Well, this ought to be interesting.
He does not understand English completely, is that correct?
He's like, here and there.
We have a long interpreter. All right. Thank you. Mr. Interpreter, if you could come forward, state your name and certification number for the record.
John Moore, MOUA, registered farm interpreter, ID number 7005553, open 504.
All right, very good. Thank you, Mr. Interpreter. If you could raise your right hand and be sworn.
I love all the lurkers. I love everybody that's here today. Look, I've read so many bad comments this past weekend.
So
I'm trying to
each of
recover
you
still.
gentlemen is charged with a complaint. I'm going to amend case number 18558 to make it 18557B. I'm going to amend Tuamua's complaint to make it 18557A. So each of you is charged in count 1. For the felony, violation of Penal Code Section 182, subdivision A1, a conspiracy to commit the crime of possession of cannabis for sale.
They're selling
Violation of
weed.
Health and Safety Code Section 11359, subdivision B. 8 overt acts.
They're just trying to make a couple dollars.
Each of you is charged in count 2 with a felony, a violation of Health and Safety Code Section 11358, felony, Penal Code Section 182, subdivision A1, conspiracy to commit the crime of cultivating 6 or more cannabis plants in violation of Health and Safety Code Section 11358, subdivision C. To that charge, there are 8 overt acts. Then each of you is charged in count 3 for a misdemeanor.
I mean,
Violation
it's
of
a
Health
bit
and
rough.
Safety Code Section 11359, subdivision B, possession of cannabis for sale. Each of you is charged in count 4 with a misdemeanor, a violation of Health.
Thank
and
you,
Safety
Dave,
Code Section
and hallelujah.
11358, subdivision C.
Cooper.
So,
Good to see you,
Mr.
buddy.
Tuamua, do you have the money to hire an attorney, sir?
Already got you on the
I'm
train.
gonna
Good
appoint
to see
Mr.
you.
Neil Douglas to represent you. And Mr. Scott Mua, do you have the money to hire an attorney? Who's up behind you, Mr. Douglas? I'll appoint Mr. Michael McAfee to represent you, sir.
So 6 pot plants these guys
This is for
had.
Mr. McAfee.
Yeah, they burned all the witches, every single one of them. There's a curse on this town.
You're gonna need this, Quincy.
Yes, sir. Your Honor, I apologize. What was the case number that we're consolidating everything under?
18557.
And that's weird. I'm pretty sure this courtroom is in
Scott the
California.
defendant.
Mr. Tuamua is the defendant.
Thank you.
Let me see where this is. Mariposa County. Mariposa County in California. It sounds like it should be, but this looks like a courtroom that would be in. Yes, you can get this address right now. Looks like a courtroom to be in, Massachusetts on a back road. Doesn't really appear to be what I would call California.
18557. We acknowledge you the complaint on behalf of Talmua. Wait further reading and advisement of statutory constitutional rights. And are not guilty pleas to all counts. Denials of all over acts. We'll discuss time waivers after Mr. McAfee makes his point.
Thank you. Your Honor, on behalf of Scott Moore, acknowledge to the complaint and to not guilty pleas, deny it's over.
It's gonna be a long court case.
Statutory and constitutional rights.
Angela, I'm glad you
Each of
asked.
gentlemen, you have a right to have a preliminary hearing.
This is the monetary
Preliminary
monorail down
hearing
there.
is a
Somebody gives
probable
money
cause hearing held in this court,
to help
where
the
the
show.
district attorney would put on evidence to a judge to try to convince the judge that it's more likely than not that you're guilty. of
Their name goes
felony
right down
crime.
there. Pretty
The
easy.
judge holds you the answer after a preliminary hearing. You have the right to a jury trial.
This is
Mr.
Canada?
Tuamo, do you understand your right to a preliminary hearing?
Yes.
You also have a right to have that
This ain't
hearing
Canada.
either within 10 court days or 60 calendar days from today's date. Do you understand your right to a speedy hearing?
Yes.
And do you give up that right? sir?
Yes.
All right, and,
Oh, okay,
to
Shells.
Mr.
See, that's why
Scott
Shells
Lew,
is
did you
here.
understand your right to a preliminary hearing, sir?
Yeah.
And did you understand your right to a speedy preliminary?
Yeah,
And you give up the
everybody's here
right
waiting
to
for a
speedy
turn.
preliminary? Yes. All right, so as to each defendant, we'll note a 10 and 60-day time waiver. Each defendant will be released on their own recognizance on the condition that they obey all laws and be personally present at the next court hearing. We'll arrange for a long interpreter for the next court hearing.
We already have one set, long interpreter set for another court meeting set.
Georgia Peach, how are you? Good to see you.
We'll arrange for that. That'll be for Mr. Tuamo. All right, what day would you like to come back this President?
I agree, Sharon.
October 25th or 27th, depending on the interpreter availability.
Mr. McAfee, any objection to either of those dates?
No.
Let's go see it.
That sounds good.
All right, why don't we shoot for October 27th then at 9 a.m. Again, we'll arrange for the long interpreter.
Oh, okay. Never mind. What's legal in California?
Anything else,
Too,
Mr.
right?
Esposito?
No, sir.
All right, if each of you gentlemen could have a seat, that'd be sufficient. Again, you're ordered to be person present.
It's gonna be like Hogan's Heroes. They're gonna move the stove over, and there's gonna be a tunnel under there, and they're gonna tunnel out.
We have a long interpreter. We'll call the matter of People versus Long Low, case number 18449.
Close it for the people.
Do you think everybody here knows each other? Like, oh, damn it, Tom, what'd you do now?
All right, defendant is present, being assisted by the long interpreter who's previously been sworn. We're here for pretrial. Mr. McAfee is here representing defendant. Mr. McAfee.
That's great, Gunner. You know, there may be another case coming down the pipeline from my discussion with the prosecutor. I've discussed the possibility with my client. He doesn't believe he's been contacted by
No
law
whispering.
enforcement. So I'm just gonna wait to see what, if there's gonna be.
TK warrant has been
case or
pulled.
not. So my request would be to continue this.
That's a wood burning
to 27th
stove, Robert.
October.
Wood burning stove.
Mr. Esposito.
Sounds good.
Is there potentially something else coming up for Mr. Lowe?
There is. It'll be another misdemeanor with the same charges. So we can, by then we should have it filed and then we can discuss everything.
All right, time continue to be waived, Mr. McAfee.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Lowe, I'm going to find good cause to continue the pretrial in your matter to Thursday, October 27th, 2022 at 9:00 a.m. You remain on OR and you're ordered to be personally present that day.
Long low, long ho.
Yes.
All right, thank you, sir.
Huge community, Asian community there, I guess.
Recall the Harmon matter.
Bill Douglas with Ms. Harmon.
I mean, you had two people that needed Asian translators, right?
She's gonna avail herself of that and agrees to obey our laws and try to come back in with a license in 6 months.
Open your hymnals to page 32. Let us pray. You see Keaton?
Ms. Harmon, I've been handed the pretrial diversion form. This applies to count one, the misdemeanor driving on a suspended license. Did you have enough time to go over that form with Mr. Douglas?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that your signature on the third page of the form?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Time is waived on the.
It is, Your Honor.
So what I'm going to do then is, as to count one, the driving on a suspended license, I'm going to suspend criminal proceedings and admit you to pretrial misdemeanor diversion pursuant to Penal Code Section 1001.95 and following.
So bad.
conditions of that are obey all laws, not drive unless properly licensed and insured, and come back in 6 months with the proof of a valid new driver's license.
Yes, Your Honor.
If that's the case, then that charge will be dismissed, and then we'll deal with the traffic citations.
Okay, yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
So,
Linda,
we'll come
good to
back.
see you.
I'm gonna make it January 10th at 9 a.m., January 10th, 2023.
Okay.
9 a.m. You're ordered to be personally present in this court.
This judge is known as the hanging judge.
Yes, Your
All
Honor.
right.
Thank you.
And it is released on our OR. Conditions are obey all.
I think we're going to jump out of this one. Everybody give me
It's released
just a
on our
second.
OR. Conditions are obey all laws, not drive unless properly licensed. Have a seat. Let me see.
He said, have a seat, baby. Have a seat.
We done?
Thank you.
Let's do this. Boop, 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 boom, boom. We're going to jump over here. I don't know what we're going to jump into here, but this lady looks very, very relaxed. I don't know why. Man, does she look relaxed. We'll find out why maybe here in a second. Lady on the bottom is like minutes from falling asleep.
Like the Phantom of the Opera or something, whenever he feels like it, she just hands him her phone. Here, honey, attack. And that's the only time they get along in their miserable marriage, is when they're acting like savages and attacking people together.
So
Well,
let me hear from Ms. Monroe. Ms. Monroe, can you raise your right hand, please?
protection orders.
Confirm the information and tell
Some of my favorite stuff.
nothing but the truth. You need to unmute yourself because I didn't hear that.
Yes, I do.
Okay, you can put your hand down. And then what's your response to what I heard from Ms. Ridley?
Well, she's embellishing on several things. I do have a witness here. My husband is here, if you would like to speak to him as well.
No, I want right now, I want to hear from you.
Okay, that's fine. She moved in, and within a few days, she moved in. She was at the mall, and she was involved in an assault, an active assault.
I don't want to hear about that. I saw it in the police report, and believe it or not,
Okay,
I actually know about that from other hearings we've had here, but I don't, that's not necessary for me to
okay.
understand all
Well,
that.
most of what she
What I
says is
need to know is-
embellishments. Most of what she says is embellishing. She's embellishing about the tenant and the rodents. That is true, but that tenant left on her own accord. We didn't harass her. She found another place to move to because the neighbors were unhappy about her feeding squirrels, which were actually attracting rats, and the neighbors were all complaining about her. We didn't chase her out. She moved on her own accord, and she ended up getting her 100% deposit back. One thing about the police
She was feeding squirrels, y'all.
I posted a notice on her door. I don't recall which one it was. Might have been the pay or vacate notice because she hasn't paid rent for 2 months. She took the notice. She had somebody with her who photographed her holding the notice up. It's a live photo. So if you hold it on an iPhone, you can hear them speaking, and it's like a little video clip. In that video clip, she says to the person taking the photo, "Get my watch in the photo." So, and then they send that to me, 2 photos, that one and another one of her holding her skirt up, wiping her bum with the notice. And they send both those pictures to me. The next might've been the next, that evening, she files a police report claiming I stole her watch. Then she calls and says that somebody illegally turned off her water. She calls us after 11 o'clock at night to tell me that somebody illegally turned off her water. So that was on a Saturday night. On the following Monday morning, I and my maintenance man went over. We turned on the exterior hose bib. I took a video of it showing that the exterior hose bib was working, that the water was not turned off. And I sent that video to her within a few hours. She then claims that I broke into her apartment and stole a watch. Ironically, she's in court a few days later wearing that watch, the one that she accused me of stealing. She also has sent into the City of Olympia, when she filed the police report, she later on followed that up with an email. I think I know where it's in her documents. She sends a follow-up email to the City of Olympia saying, oh, miraculously, I found my watch. But additionally, in the housing authority documents, which is the inspection, page 4 of her documents, the housing authority shows the screen with a bend in it when she got her initial move in. So that bend that she's claiming that I did when I supposedly broke into her apartment, which I'm not capable of doing. And I've been a landlord for a long, long time. I've never broken into somebody's apartment. It's just an accusation, but I think that this was all a setup to get me over there to accuse me of that, because she uses the watch to get to she uses that watch in a photo, then claims the water shut off to get me over there. And then when she knows that I'm there, then she files a claim to say I stole her watch. I believe it was a setup. Additionally, she has been, I don't know if it's intentional or what, but she's been running her garden hose, exterior garden hose. And I provided a copy of the water bill from the City of Olympia showing the excessive water usage, but the neighbors have been telling me she leaves her exterior garden hose on for 24 hours at a time. I believe that's just vindictiveness, but she has a history of calling and we can't even talk. She does all the talking. And yes, my husband is the one who spoke with her, only because I'm afraid that I'll say something right back at her. And she calls and she uses racial epithets. She calls everybody racial names. She calls everybody crazy. She's violent in her language. And she's said that she's going to come kick my husband's ass. She's accused my husband of screwing, not that word, the next door neighbor, because I wouldn't follow through on the petition that Alexandra wanted to use to get her neighbor evicted. I can go on and on and on. Obviously, I've supplied a lot of documents to back up everything I'm saying here. I have another document that didn't go through, but a video of her verbally assaulting me when I went and delivered the notice. I can't remember which one it was. Maybe it was about the dog. I can't recall now. But the only interactions I've had personally with her when I've had to post a notice on the door, and those are within my rights as a landlord. And I haven't reached out to her. I haven't talked to her. I haven't emailed her. I've provided all the documents in my text messages and my emails to show
I had to blur it out.
My interactions with her have been professional landlord tenant, and she's the one who is actually the aggressor. And I should probably file a restraining order against her. She's told the neighbor she carries a baseball bat in her car for incidents like this, and her neighbors have all expressed that they're afraid of her. Additionally, she was supplied with a washer and dryer when she moved in. She either gave them away or she sold them because she wanted her own. And then she filed with housing authority claiming that I was provided an unsafe condition because the dryer outlet was intended for a 110 dryer. And when she tried to rent something to put in its place of the ones that she gave away, it was a 220 outlet. And so she's claiming that I am providing an unsafe environment for the dry electrical.
This lady's
the dryer that she got rid of that was initially there.
Yeah.
So, Ms. Ridley, again, you're still there in the apartment. You told me that.
I am still there. And
how long do you intend to stay?
Well, I'm working on finding another place in 2 weeks. With this happening 2 weeks after I paid them over $2,000 something odd in the deposit, I told her to take her rent out of that high deposit they charged me to move in. So that's why she hasn't gotten any more money to try to pimp. Also, she's lying about the water. And she came over and threatened to turn off the water again when she did the little video recording of me ranting and raving at her because she came and knocked on my door like the police to harass me again. So they're masterful provokers. They love getting a
Terminator, good to see you.
Give them a reaction, which I have no other choice because the police doesn't protect me. The judicial system usually doesn't protect me. So if I don't speak up and use my voice, to maybe ward people off of me a little bit, I would be just railroaded and abused mentally, emotionally, and physically. So yes, I use my voice when I have to, but almost everything she said was a lie, because even this court, Thurston County Court, has documents of the former tenant trying to sue her and the neighbor that I'm trying to sue, along with 2 other tenants that lives in the property because of how horribly she was treated. So this woman is a habitual liar, and I'm glad she lied in this court, because it will be used in a civil case, because anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. Liar.
Oh, she's an attorney.
What civil case?
The one that I'm going to file. The reason why I didn't file the civil case against her like I did with the neighbor, because I want her to feel not threatened by me enough to come here and lie like she did today. So when I do
I don't
file a civil
understand.
case.
I don't understand that comment.
Oh, file a civil case
Never too
against
early,
the
Lambo Red.
abuse they've subjected me to, the
Good to
mental and
see you.
emotional abuse. But if I had filed that case already, it would have given her an alert to try to come here and manipulate and perhaps maybe tell the truth rather than lie like she did.
Okay.
Because they think they're gonna do the same thing to me, Your Honor, that they did to the poor elderly lady that she's lying about. That lady tried to sue you all, and there's evidence of that I didn't present in this case on purpose, so you could lie.
So ma'am, and when I say ma'am, I mean Ms. Ridley, so I've looked at all the evidence.
When I say ma'am, I
contained
mean
in the
only ma'am here.
Again, filed a lot. There's been a lot filed by both. And just looking that everything that's alleged here, clearly there's a personality conflict between you folks. You had indicated to me you got off to a good start, but didn't appear like it lasted all that long. But clearly you don't get along now. Given everything that's.
She gonna walk behind the judge?
Again, I've listened to Ms. Monroe, but again, frankly, even by your own testimony, I'm unable to find anything that rises to the level of harassment.
Just so you know, Your Honor.
Okay, so hang on just a second. Let me finish, please.
Yes.
And so your request for a full order is going to be denied.
There she
And as
goes.
I've said before, and I say it again today, right now, I'll say it again in the future, not every
I think the
personality
microwave is
conflict, not
behind.
every conflict rises to the level of harassment. Some people just can't get along with each other. And I think this kind of falls into that category. I mean, I can't make any finding that Ms. Monroe broke into your, did you get the watch back, by the way? She said you got it
The
back.
watch was taken from where I normally put it and put somewhere else. They came.
So
into
hang
it
on. So
where they had somebody.
you're alleging
Broken
that
into
some
device?
watch.
Yes, when they know you have mental health problems, people will do wicked and evil things to try to provoke you. And these people they think they're masters at it, but they're gonna lose. In the end,
Okay.
she's going to lose.
Okay.
And
Oh
she's a liar,
gosh. It's-
Well,
a habitual liar.
And again, today, I just have to, I can listen to testimony from both parties, and then I just kind of have to do the best I can. And so I'm not naive. I know from time to time, people lie to me. That's just kind of the nature of my business. But in consideration of all your testimony and all the exhibits that have been submitted, I'm going to deny your request for an order here today. And that'll conclude the hearing. And if you want a copy of the denial order, I will give
Look,
it to you.
I knew I could spell cats up, no problem, Lambo.
Yes, we would like a copy of it.
Well, you're not here.
Oh.
So I can't give you one, but you can get a copy of it at the, you can get on the Thurston County District Court website, and you can get access it there and make a copy of it there.
All right, we'll do that.
I mean, I don't know.
Can I
how
make one
feel
last
about this
comment?
case.
I don't see why you would want to do that, because
Well,
You
if-
just won.
the order, I'm denying that. When anybody ever says that, I've never quite understood that. Basically, the only thing you could do is talk me out of it. And I'm not really sure you want to do that.
no, it just had to do with she's
Okay,
claims that
but
there was
so
a,
just, so you had me at there, all
Be
right?
quiet. Be quiet. This lady already showed she one. Be quiet. Bob and Donna are here and present. Good to see it. Yeah, make sure you guys like this video. There's there's a lot going on with Zoom court. We have a good time. We come over here, we watch it together. We're not just trying to, learn a little bit of something maybe here. Who knows? Maybe we will. It's more of like we're having a good time. It's a good community, a lot of great people in the chat. If you like having fun, this is the place for you. If you're looking for something serious, hit the bricks, babe. Don't let the door hit you with a good Lord split you.
You want?
I guess she gave her a bunch of money. But her letting the water run is so petty. That's really petty. Because a lot of places you go and water is included or trash pickup and things like that. So she's just intentionally running up the water bill just to give the lady a hard time. I will call for Lisa. Good to see you, my friend. I'm waiting to see if we got another one after this one. I don't want to jump out too soon.
Are you here for court? Yeah. What's your name?
He's like, what are you doing
might
here,
be in the
doctor?
wrong court. What's your first name? I'm sorry? Is that your first name? What's your last name? I'm sorry. Okay, give me just a moment.
There you go. If you don't like it, get going. Judges tell him, hey, man, you're in the wrong room. We're not going to do any more of these.
What time are you supposed to be here? 10:30? Yeah, you are in the wrong courtroom. You need to be in courtroom number 2. Just right across the hallway there. Look for the courtroom with the number 2 on it. Sure.
Yeah. Thank you, Judge. Couldn't have figured that out on our own. Interesting enough, that this lady, brought the whole case. I like the dynamic where she sent a photo of herself wiping her butt with the whole order and everything, and then accuses her of stealing a watch out of her apartment, which is kind of all the things you're going to steal. I mean, was it worth a lot? Supposedly, is this is this going to be one of those?
Good luck to you, man.
A claim, insurance
You're free
claim.
to leave the Zoom
perhaps?
call there, Ms. Monroe.
Judge going to boot us out too, or what?
Okay, do you want to do denials on the orders on the folks who didn't appear?
Was there a lot of people that didn't show up today? It's Monday, Judge. What do you expect? People are tired. They don't want to come in. They don't want to do anything like that. So I guess there's a court case going on in Licking. I don't know how long it's been going on. It could have been almost over already, or it could be about to start. I don't know. I'm not going to go to it though, because there's really no reason. We don't know what happened. We don't get no details, none of the deets. I think we're going to head to Reno. If you guys don't mind going to Reno. Zoom out of custody arraignments.
Those legal principles, we're happy to go into executive session and we can expand upon that if you've got further questions.
No,
But,
we don't have
just-
any questions. We're going to remove that and put this up. Typically, if Creed was here, we'd already have something ready to go, but because Creed isn't here, Mikey has to jump through hoops, kids. I say hoops. Make sure you, if you're not already subscribed over on, we got our case exclusive channel. Even though you might watch over here or somewhere else, do us a favor and hit that while we head to the next courtroom. I hear a lot of noise outside my home. Hopefully I'm not being evicted. If I am, I'll make sure I'll get it all on camera. Let's see here. You know what? We're going to go ahead and head to... Wow. Not a lot going on right a second. That's okay. we're gonna go ahead and go to licking anyways and see what's going on. Maybe something we need to see is happening here. Licking, well known for its fine criminal element. Just go on to licking. Definitely a trial of some sort happening here. Just not sure what.
It's not smell anything at 9 p.m. But did at the guard shack. She felt he was under the influence at that time. And there's no getting around the fact the defendant tested 0.205. Nothing further.
Well, to put to bed the timing issue, State's Exhibit 3, which was properly authenticated.
So this is a translator for the entire case.
Reflects the time of violation at 12:22 a.m.
Yeah.
And the time of refusal or test at 1:23 a.m.
What was the one? What?
1:23 a.m.
1:23 a.m.
The evidence ticket contained in State's Exhibit 4
No.
reflects that the results were obtained at 2:23
No.
a.m.
No. We're going to this. I'm going to listen to a bunch of translating. Let's see what's happening here.
There appears to be a significant history of failure to appear, but given the information that notice was returned and that she took initiative to try to get this quashed, the city would be fine releasing her on her own recognizance.
I'm having lunch too.
I've been doing a lot better.
Check out this hot young woman.
I'm trying to find a job right now and you get going.
All right, so we still need to set some dates, don't we?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Gibson, I'm going to give you one more chance. You do have a failures to appear. I guess it's to your credit that you called to get on the docket, but next time you may be held. So your dates to come back are going to be October 25th at 1 o'clock, December 19th at 1, and jury trial January 6th at 9 o'clock.
And Heather Bergen is my PO.
It's a woman.
She is, if you need any information at all, she's.
All right, well, you need to be in touch with your lawyers. Your lawyers are the Grimm Law Group, and Ms. Bergen is not with the law group.
Wow.
She's your probation
I
officer.
apologize.
Right away, okay,
Okay.
I'll go right over there.
Do you have the information on the law group?
I have the phone number and.
All right, the jail can give it to you again if you want the information about how to get in touch with your lawyers.
Yeah, we got everything.
Do you have any questions?
No, thank you, sir.
That's all.
Janelle, you need to make sure the court has your current mailing address, not now on the docket, but when you get out, make sure the court gets your updated mailing address.
Do you want to give, I can give it to you now.
Vinny, that's
No,
in
not on the record.
Oh, I see.
we're watching
I
it
see.
today. It's in the
All right,
rotation.
well, thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Janissa Hernandez, Your Honor.
Janissa
Okay.
Hernandez.
Is Mr. Lee here? Who represents her?
Mr. Lee.
Who is it?
This is Janissa Hernandez, and looks like Mr. Lee is counsel.
It is. Lee.
She looks like a nice lady. What did she do?
All right, the clerk is going to try to get a hold of Mr. Lee. Can we have Mr. Jeffrey Ryman, because the parties are
Nope.
here for that?
Send Jeffrey. Get out of here. It's always interesting when they have the men and women together.
Can Your Honor say the name again?
The name is Jeffrey Lee Ryman, Reimann.
Yes, sir.
Jeffrey. I wouldn't want that last lady to headbutt me.
Looks like he's in on a warrant. Looks like he's got a slug of warrants.
Yes, sir. No money. I just went back to work.
Yeah, doesn't prevent coming to court, Mr. Ryman.
No transportation problems do. I'm trying to-
So, Mr. Ryman, just sit tight for a minute while everybody gets up to speed on your case.
Mr. Ryman, please be quiet. Wonder where he just got a job at. I don't know what a slug is, but I'm guessing he's not getting out. How are you doing, Terminator? I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad to see Lambo Red around today. Lambo, I hope you're doing well.
So it looks like a failure to appear back in February on a driving while license suspended. Let me see here.
You're moving? Where are you moving to?
Refused court-appointed counsel last year.
Yes.
Conditional appointment. Supposed to submit application for counsel. Failed to appear a year ago. Bail was set at $1,000.
Your Honor.
Just a minute, please.
Raising Cane's, baby. Raising Cane's.
And
Apparently, there was an agreed order quashing the warrant. Then he failed to appear again. Then he asked about appearing and again failed to appear.
Damn.
What
So
does the county want to do with this?
And if I may, Your Honor, this is Jamie Foster from the Office of Public Defense. I
Jamie.
just want to note for the court and for Mr. Letman that this is a driving while license suspended in the third. If the prosecutor would be willing to consider an infraction, I can pose that to Mr. Ryman to see if he's interested in that to clear the matter up today.
Yes, I would consider an amendment.
So,
All
Mr.
right. I can convey that to him, Ms. Foster.
Hang in there, Dimebo. Hang in there.
Mr. Ryman, you have warrants all over the place here. And the city is, or the county is saying that if you want to resolve this is a driving while license suspended in the third degree. If you want to resolve it, they would be willing to amend it from a criminal matter to a traffic infraction with a money penalty. The penalty wouldn't have to be paid today. You'd have 60 days to pay the penalty. Will the recommended fine be $200, Mr.
He
Ryman?
has no money.
Yes, Your Honor, $200.
So you don't have to do that. Mr. Ryman, you can take this matter to trial. If you want to have a trial on this, we can talk about
Jamie
whether you're gonna be
Foster.
held or not. If you do the infraction, you'd be released on this, but are there holds on you from other counties?
I don't believe so. Which one?
You don't believe so?
Hey, Nancy.
Kane County they said no last night, and I think that they're supposed to call Wakayakum. I'm just being, okay.
Or was that the jail speaking? Has Wakayakum been contacted?
Yes, Your Honor, he's just being held on the Longview matter for now.
Okay, I thought the guilty to the.
Your Honor, just for informational purposes, Wakayakum County did request that we contact them during the week, during business hours, to see if they wanted to.
That's the
put a
guy in the
hold.
truck, by the way. Y'all hear his voice today.
And he also has the 3 Longview municipal matters that are pending with a total bail amount of $2,500.
When is he appearing in Longview on these?
One of those charges needs to be amended also. Because
When is he appearing?
He'll be appearing today at 1 o'clock.
Thank
Okay,
you.
That's fine. Then, are you interested in this deal from the city of Kelso, or the county rather, Mr. Ryman? Do you want to admit that you were driving without a valid license for purposes of getting this settled? Yes?
Yes, sir.
All right.
I mean, he said he had no money. How's he going to pay any of these fines? He's going to be right back in trouble again.
All right, then I'll amend the charge to no valid operator's license in the second degree, $200 fine. And that'll take care of this. You're still gonna have to deal with these other things, Mr. Ryman. Apparently you're on the docket this
He's
afternoon.
rhyming and stealing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you,
That's
Your
all.
Honor.
That's the unseen voice out of nowhere. Those are the voices inside that guy's head. Look at him go. Oh, she's crying already. This isn't good.
All right, Mr. Lee, this is Janissa Hernandez.
Hi, Janissa.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and let's see what we have here.
Carol, you're calling out for tomorrow. I like your professionalism. There you go. That's the way to do it. Catch them all, Carol. Catch them all. I got a burp. Excuse me. Hiccups.
I've been having trouble all morning with my jabs, Mr. Lee. I can't.
I have as well, Your Honor. I was actually trying to look up this
I
same
don't know.
case.
That guy's-
I'm having trouble getting on.
Guy's a mess. He's in that cycle of he's going to continually
I
be
guess
going to
what I
jail.
do know about this case is that I believe this was initially a $2,000 bond. I had not met with Ms. Hernandez. She was picked up this Saturday. I believe this is back on a warrant, so I would ask Your Honor to quash the warrant. She is, it looks like, facing a preliminary appearance on a Berg 2 later this afternoon. So I guess what I would request is that, frankly, we just set bond again in this case. She may end up having a higher bond in that felony matter.
Frank, good to see you.
Okay, well, I can't access anything about her record here.
But that's
Do
good.
you have any information, Ms. Ernest, that corroborates that?
That is generally what my understanding is, and I have no objection to quashing the warrant and setting bond.
She is very upset.
All right, these charges date from last year. So she's been in warrant status since January 19th. It looks like. All right, well, the warrant was probably canceled when she was picked up. What are you recommending by way of bail if she's facing these charges, Ms. Ernest?
$20.
What we can do is we can set bail if you want bail, and then if she does get charged and they set bail in Superior Court, we can cancel her bail here.
Sure, Your Honor. This is her first FTA in this case, and there's not a big history of it. I would recommend the $500 bail.
Defense wouldn't object to that. And Your Honor, you're right. If we end up getting a high bail in the felony case, we may just end up PRing her on this.
All right, $500 cash or secured bond. And do you want to just put it on for continued pretrial without setting dates, Mr. Lee, or do you want to set all 3 dates?
If we could just do a continued pretrial, Your Honor. Mr. Hernandez, I'm going to come in and see you. Could we look at maybe next week for a continued pretrial?
Okay. What would the date be, Madam Clerk? Yeah. All right. So what's the date, please?
All right. Seems like things are moving pretty slow right this second. What we're going to do is we're going to jump over to
All right,
Grays
October 7th.
Harbor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Grays
All right,
Harbor.
Mr. Hernandez, if you don't get out of jail, your lawyer will be up to see you. If you do get out, make sure you touch base with him, okay?
If you do get out, steer clear of him. He's a weirdo. Got somebody in the basement, first floor, third floor, second floor is
He came
available.
into custody on August 19th, and that would have been his commencement date, and the evaluation order wasn't entered until September 12th. So I think we've used 24 days. How how are you calculating that, Mr. Cover?
Your Honor, I'm calculating from his arraignment date, which is on June 3rd of this year. And then there was the arraignment occurred on the 6th. Give me that scheduling order.
Tom, good to see you.
Was entered on June 13th. So from the 6th to the 13th of June, it's out about those 7 days.
Oh, no, I see. No, that's correct. So I'm sorry, you think we've used 7 days of time for trial?
Yes, Your
All
Honor.
right, thank you. Let me,
Judge, speak up. We'll need 7 days for trial. It's a hell of a trial.
all right, so I'm going to set trial for November 15 at 8:30 a.m. Readiness, November 7th at 10:30, and Omnibus, October 17th at 10:30. And Mr. Cover, you may bring this back for review of bail or release at any time.
Great, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. King?
I just wanted to let you know I talked to Mr. Cover. I thought we had talked about him motioning for my release for today. I have treatment set up with Set Free, and I'm ready to go into treatment. And I'm looking to strengthen my recovery and get into there as soon as possible.
Mr. King, I've read your letters, and I think that it sounds like you are at least in the initial stages of a good plan. Mr. Cover's telling me he just wants to have a little bit more information for the court. And so he's going to put that together and then bring you back. So not today, but we'll do that soon.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. That's all for today.
Looks like we got a who's who of fine folks here today. Got tattoos. Got old man.
All right. Who's on the jail second floor now? I've unmuted you. Could you stand up and give me your name, please?
James Long.
I'm sorry. Can you give me your last name again?
Luna, Luna.
Thank you, Mr. Luna. I'm having a little trouble with some of the microphones today. This is number 26 on the docket, 22-1-403-14.
Jack Black,
Good
attorney
morning,
at
Your Honor.
law.
Jason Moore on behalf of Mr. Luna, who's present in custody at this time. We are prepared to proceed with arraignment.
Go ahead, counsel.
Thank you. Your Honor, we acknowledge the information, waive any further formal reading. Ask the court enter pleas of not guilty to all counts on this matter. For purposes of release, we will reserve at this time, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Luna, I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf to each charge. Your matter will be set for trial. Trial will be set for November 15 at 8:30 a.m. Trial readiness will be November 7 at 10:30 a.m. And your next hearing will be October 17th at 10:30 a.m. Issues of bail and release are reserved. And Mr. Moore, you may bring that on any docket, on any criminal docket on any day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Bring it
Thank you,
anytime
Mr.
you
Luna.
want.
That's all for today.
All right.
All right, who's in the jail basement?
That's your buddy. Go ahead and stand up. State your name.
Oh, my name is Michael Lewis Village.
All right, good morning, Mr. Milich.
What did
This is
Michael
number
do?
24 on the docket, 22-1-401-14. All right, Mr. Milich, have you retained an attorney?
I haven't had a chance to. I'm still in Hilton jail. I tried to get a bond. I was able to make 2 calls, but I've been held for 2 weeks for a flashlight incident. So I have no attorney at all. I'd like to possibly release on my own recognizance and possibly time served since it's been 2 weeks for something that should I don't think.
Stop. Mr. Milich, stop. The court reporter can't hear you. I'm not going to release you. Bail is set at $5,000. Are you asking the court to appoint an attorney for you at this point?
Jeez.
I'd like to have a chance to probably get an attorney myself.
I
But
can't, Mr.
I'd like to possibly get an attorney myself if I could, but I can't do that in here. But if you have to force me to get a public attorney, I will take that.
Are you doing construction in the jail basement?
All right, I'm going to appoint Dennis Segan to represent you. Mr. Segan will be notified of the appointment, and you're going to be given his contact information. You should reach out to him at your earliest opportunity. And I'm going to set arraignment in your case over to next Monday, October 3rd at 10:30. Thank you. That's all for today.
Can I ask you a question? Ask a question, am I gonna be held?
Yes, I told you that. Bail is set at $5,000.
Okay, for a flashlight incident, you knocking on a door, because I was.
All right, I've put you on mute. We're done for today. Who's on the jail third floor? Can you stand up and give me your name, please?
I mean, who doesn't remember that flashlight incident?
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Wait,
Just
no, just let me call the case and then you can gallop away. Number 21 on the docket, State versus Allen Crouch, 22-1-357-14.
Mr. Crouch.
Over.
Thank you, Your Honor. Justin Covert, appearing as counsel for the defendant Alan Crouch, present in the Zoom courtroom. This matter is on for omnibus. Your Honor, I have passed up an omnibus order. I'm asking for just 1 week set over in this case, Your Honor. This case is headed to conclusion, and 1 week will be sufficient to complete the work.
Well, then you can do it at the pretrial. I'm not going to set omnibus over. I have the documents. Is there any reason not to enter them?
No, Your Honor, I misspoke. I was asking for pretrial. Thank you.
Gotcha. Okay, so the omnibus order, the prosecutors completed their obligations. Mr. Cover will have his done by pretrial. Pretrial will be set for October 3rd at 10:30 a.m.
I wonder if he had the flashlight or someone else had the flashlight. I'm very curious. Now I need to know more about the flashlight incident.
Good morning, Mr. Crouch. I have before me a document titled CRR 3.5 stipulation and order declaring statements admissible. I understand that you have possibly reached a resolution with the state, but if your case goes to trial, this stipulation tells me that any statements you made to law enforcement while you were in custody were voluntary and made after you'd been fully and properly advised of your rights, and that you made a knowing and intelligent decision to waive those rights. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you understand that if this case proceeded to trial, those statements would be admissible in the state's case against you?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to sign the stipulation and accept that for filing. Pre-trial is set to next Monday. So Mr. Crouch, the court will see you back next Monday at 10:30.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said,
Thank
I
you.
want to do time served and I want to get out on a PR bond. And she said $5,000 for taking this to trial.
All right, who's on the jail third floor? I'm going to unmute you. Would you stand up and give me your name, please?
Derek Robecker.
All right, good morning, Mr. Robecker. This is number 22 on the docket.
Robecker.
22-1-388-14.
Thank you, Your Honor. Justin Covert, appearing as counsel for the defendant Derek Robecker, present in the Zoom courtroom.
Good to see you, Eric.
Your Honor, this matter comes on for competency review. I did receive the report, Your Honor, and Mr. Robecker found competence trial. I believe that we have a order prepared.
All right, so based on your review, counsel, you are not contesting Western State's findings?
I am not, Your Honor.
All right, I have reviewed the report from Western. Based on that, I will find Mr. Robecker competent to stand trial.
Damn.
It looks like he has not been arraigned. So are you ready to do that today, Mr. Cover?
I am not, Your Honor. Mr. Robecker is one of my clients. I was not able to access at the jail. I have been in contact with his mother.
All right,
Please
Mr.
talk
Walker,
into
do you have an order on competency?
I do. I have an order finding him competent. I have a copy of the evaluation for filing along with an order sealing that, and I'll prepare an order continuing arraignment 1 week. I'm surprised given my history with Mr. Robecker, but I'm glad that he's well.
All right, so I will sign those documents when presented, and I'll set his arraignment to October 3rd at 10:30. So Mr. Robecker, your attorney will be in to see you and we'll go from there next week.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
He said, thanks.
All right, number
I've-
2 on the docket, State versus Anthony Capoman, 22-1-105-14.
Anthony
Thank you,
Duke
Your Honor. Justin Cover,
Capoman.
counsel for the defendant, Anthony Capoman. Your Honor, Mr. Capoman is not present. He did in fact contact me. He is on his way to the court. He had a transportation issue, but is on his way. Your Honor.
It's on the phone.
My client asked for this matter be set for the 1 p.m. docket if the court is amenable. Otherwise, I'd ask for set over till Wednesday.
Setting it for the 1 o'clock one. We need to go.
Oh,
I need to get there.
he's present on Zoom now, Your Honor.
Mr. Capoman, I just put you on mute because you got a lot of background noise there. Mr. Cover, are you available at 1 o'clock?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Capoman, can you be in court at 1 o'clock?
I'm
Hold on,
sorry.
I muted you.
Can you
Let
hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor. I am getting in the vehicle and on my way right now. I apologize very much. I will be there.
All right, I will see you at 1 o'clock.
I believe
Okay,
him.
thank you, Your Honor.
Seems like a good kid. He said he was already on his way, though. I will say that. He did lie about that. He was not already on his way. That was a lie. Got a woman on the 3rd floor. Chuck still waiting patiently. I wonder what Chuck did that he's just sitting around waiting. Well, we're waiting. Anyone? I don't know if the 3rd floor is for the
All right, on the
crazies.
3rd floor, is that Nicole Trudell? Oh, I'm sorry. Yep, there, now we're unmuted. Are you Miss Trudell?
Yeah.
That yes?
Yes.
Thank you. So
No, thank you.
this is number 9 on the docket, 22-1-262-14.
Thank you, Your Honor. Justin Cover, appearing as counsel for the defendant Nicole Trudell, present in the Zoom courtroom. Your Honor, I believe that we submitted orders on this, finding Ms. Trudell incompetent according to 1077.
When were those submitted?
I'm sorry, this would be for evaluation, I believe.
No, she's been evaluated. There's an evaluation dated September 23rd, finding her not competent. So if there's no information to
That's
the contrary,
rude.
I'm going to find her not competent to proceed and order restoration.
Good news for her.
Mr. Cover, do you have any objection to that?
No objection, Your Honor.
So Mr. Grip, if you could submit those documents today and
Yes,
the-
I actually have a form order here, so I'll fill that out for you first.
and do you have the evaluation with an order sealing?
I do, yes.
All right, great. Thank you. I'll sign those when presented. All right. Thank you, Ms. Trudell. That's all for today.
Bye, crazy. I mean, that's what they were saying. That's not me saying
Number
that. That's
3,
them.
State versus Patricia Aldridge, 22-1-201-14. Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Cover, are we ready to address Omnibus?
We are not, Your Honor. I'm asking for 2 weeks, Your Honor. Mr. Peterson's back and we have a plan to move this case ahead.
Mr. Peterson, is that correct? You have a plan?
Yes, Your Honor, that is correct. There's kind of a few moving parts in this case, so I think that's appropriate.
All right, October 10 at 10:30. So Ms. Aldridge, there's some things that the lawyers need to get worked out. So I need you back in 2 weeks. Stay in touch with Mr. Cover. I'm going to sign an order with that date, so please don't leave until you have a copy of it. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
State versus Charles Beadle, 22-1-249-14.
Present, Your Honor.
All right, good morning, Mr. Beadle.
Good morning.
Is
Good
Mr.
morning, Your Honor. Jonathan Morrison on behalf of Mr. Beadle as well.
Good morning, Mr. Morrison. Are we ready to address
Close
Omnibus?
enough.
Actually, we are not, Your Honor. We were prepared to resolve. We'd set it over 1 week for resolution. But apparently I didn't put the proper wording on the last week, so we're going to need to set it over, and we are in agreement to a resolution.
All right, I'm going to set it on for October 3rd at 10:30. Mr. Beadle, do you believe that you've reached an agreement with the state?
I do believe.
All right, so I'll need you and your attorney in person next Monday at 10:30 for change of plea or entry of an omnibus order.
May
Thank
we
you,
do
Your
1
Honor.
o'clock, Your Honor?
Let me look at how much is set on 1 o'clock next week, council.
Thank you.
Yes. So October 3rd at 1 o'clock. So Mr. Beadle, that's going to be a change in time. So please make note of that.
What's Chris
Yes,
doing?
thank you.
Chris is
All right,
smoking.
Thank you.
You have a
Thank
good
you,
day.
Your Honor.
Thank you. Number 10, State versus Travis Harrison, 22-1-266-14.
Her holiness has
Good
arrived.
morning, Your Honor. Shira Stefanik, appearing for Mr. Travis Harrison, who is on this call, and I believe in the process of, there he is. His camera is on as well.
All right.
Travis
Good
has
morning,
horns.
council. Good morning, Mr. Harrison. Are we ready to enter an omnibus order?
We are not at this time, Your Honor. We're asking to set this over approximately 2 weeks. There is an issue that the state and I kind of just discovered. We need time to resolve that issue. This is moving towards a very likely change of plea once we get this resolved. So we're asking again to set this over to resolve the issue and ascertain how we are going to move
Good
forward.
to see you, Matt.
Well, it is this court's policy that we only set the omnibus over once. It's already been set over once, and we're coming up on a trial date and a readiness date. So I would be willing to set this over 1 week for either a written motion to continue trial date or for entry of an omnibus order, but the case needs to move forward, or there needs to be a written motion to continue.
Any attorneys
The
here
way
about
the
an
dates are
omnibus
now,
order?
Omnibus would be October 3rd and pretrial would be October 10th. There's just no room for anything else with the current dates. So
Your Honor, not to interrupt, I think that the state is going to have to amend down to misdemeanor charges on this matter. Ms. Stefanik has had an opportunity to review a prior JNS on this matter. I am still need to review it, but so long as her characterization of that JNS is correct, I think this matter should have been filed as a misdemeanor matter instead of a felony matter. So as soon as I can verify that, I would anticipate that the state would be filing a motion to amend for appropriate charges, and then we would have a change of plea in short order.
Young Lee making a quick
what I
appearance.
said.
Young
Absolutely.
Lee.
all right, 1 week. Thank you.
All right, so we're back on October 3rd.
October 3rd.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Number 11, State versus Brian Boneston, 22-1-270-14.
Boneston.
Good morning.
Is Brian piloting a Cessna airplane right now?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Woody. Are you standing in for Ms. Anderson?
I'm not, Your Honor. I have a withdrawal substitution from Ms. Anderson and a notice of appearance for myself. Just didn't know how to get that to the court.
That's not going to happen.
Thank you, Shelley.
There is a trial date set in this case, and under CRR 3.1E, she's not allowed to withdraw without written consent of the court for good and sufficient reasons shown, and she has not made such a showing, and she is dangerously close to being in contempt of this court.
I'm having her log on, Your Honor. I've been representing Mr. Bonston since Friday afternoon. I understand there was an issue with her continuing to represent him in this case.
Is Brian on an omnibus right now? He looks like he's leaving town on a bus.
She can make these representations as well. Spoken with Mr. Bonston. I've spoken with Ms. Anderson. I'm asking to take over that case. I can hit the ground running. I do have a motion to withdraw and substitute.
He's trying to pull out on him.
And there's an order that's blank that would be for Your Honor.
There has been no motion filed with this court that gives a sufficient basis for Ms. Anderson to withdraw when there is a trial date in 2 weeks. And I'm not going to allow her to withdraw. This case is going to trial unless she makes a showing of good cause. I will recall the case when Ms. Anderson comes in the courtroom.
Oh, nice try
Number
there,
13, State
Brian.
versus Clyde Torgerson, 22-1-282-14. Mr. Cover, it looks like we're ready to address Omnibus. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor. We're also asking for a pretrial. Plea negotiations are very advanced, and I expect that this case will conclude pretrial.
Torgerson, 22-1.
Is there any way he isn't leaving town? It looks like he's leaving town.
Pre-trial. I could do 1 or 2 weeks.
This David.
1 week will be.
Brian's hightailing it out.
All right, October 10 at 10:30. Just 1 second. There's some other things we're gonna go over here.
Look, never let it be said we're not
Torgerson, you can have a
educational.
seat. I need to go over this other document with you, so don't take off yet.
I appreciate it. If everyone would like this video, we
All right,
would
No,
really
Mr.
appreciate it.
Torgerson, have a seat.
Oh, shoot.
I just, sometimes I just wonder if I'm speaking English in here today.
I misunderstood. I thought you meant have a seat back there.
No, have a seat right there. So Mr. Torgerson, I've been given a document titled CRR 3.5 Stipulation and Order Declaring Statements Admissible. Did you go over this with your attorney?
Yes,
And so what this is telling me is that you agree that any statements you made while you were in custody were voluntary and made after you'd been advised fully and properly of your rights, and that you'd made a knowing and intelligent decision to waive those rights. Is that true?
yeah,
And that any statements you made while not in custody would be admissible, or statements you made that were spontaneous. Do you agree to that?
yes.
Do
Yeah.
you agree that any statements you made to law enforcement would be
Earl Flynn, everybody. Earl Flynn making an appearance. Famous Hollywood actor, Earl Flynn. Make sure that we're here for the reaming that this attorney is going to get when she shows up.
have that, then you're done for today.
Oh, yeah. She is this. I've never seen her so fired up as she is today. Maybe I've only caught her on our good days, but she is mad today. She is not having it. No, sirree. She's ready to fight. Look at the worry on Chris Webber. Fantastic basketball player. He sure looks different than I remember him, but what do I know? Educational.
Oh, I'm going back to Ms. Trudell. I don't think we set a review date.
We didn't know.
When do we want to review that? I don't have any confidence that she'll be gone and back in 45 days.
Perhaps early December.
All right, let's set it for December 5th at 10:30. Mr. Cover, does that work for you?
It does, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, let's do that and see where we are.
Yeah, she's meaning business. Strictly business. You think she's got some family in Florida and she's scared about the hurricane? Maybe.
State
Doubtful.
versus Tyler Bolin, 22-1-284-14. Good morning, Mr. Bolin.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Hatch.
Good morning, Judge.
All right, Mr. Hatch, I received your motion to continue. Mr. Bolin, have you discussed that request with your attorney?
Yes, I have.
And do you agree that it is in your best interest to have a continuance of this trial date?
I agree. I do.
Good to see you, sweet
All right,
tea. Good to
Mr.
see.
Hatch, do you have a waiver or do you believe that this constitutes good cause?
We do have a waiver, Your Honor, that I've handed up. The new commencement date of November 1st, last allowable date for trial, January 29th, if that's sufficient.
Back off the mic.
We were going to ask we were just going to ask that the trial be reset in January, if that worked for the court. Mr. Bolin is in my office at the moment, so I'm able to extend the waiver if that's necessary for court scheduling.
I think this will work. So Mr. Bolin, I have in front of me a document that's indicating that you understand that you have a right, as you're out of custody, you have a right to a trial within 90 days of your arraignment, but that you're agreeing that that time can be extended. And based on this, it would be extended until January 29th, 2023. Is that your agreement?
Good to see you,
Yes, Your
Nancy.
Honor.
And you agree that as long as your trial started on or before January 29th, it would not be a violation of your time for trial, right?
Correct.
Right. Mr. Hatch, do you have proposed dates?
I do not have that, Your Honor. I'm certain we can prepare an order. This matter was originally also on today for Omnibus. I'm just requesting that we set a new Omnibus hearing.
Congratulations,
All right,
T.
if you want to check with court administration and get a January trial date and an omnibus, I don't know if you want to do that in maybe late November.
Yeah, something like that.
All right, if
And-
you get
and-
those dates and Mr. Walker signs off, I'll sign it when they're presented.
All right, I'll review that with Mr. Walker and his schedule.
All right, anything else for today, Mr. Hatch?
Omnibus
thank you,
is the
counsel.
word of the day. If you haven't learned that yet.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Bolin. Keep in touch with Mr. Hatch. You're doing a good job of that.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. State versus Sean Monday, 22-1-319-14.
Damn it, Nightbot.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jason Moore on behalf of Mr. Monday. It's my understanding that Mr. Monday is present. I see his icon here. It's listed as Billy Monday. And I've spoken with him this morning. Can you hear us, Mr. Monday?
Yeah.
Okay. Your Honor, we are prepared to proceed with arraignment at this time.
All right, so just for the record, you're showing up as Billy Monday, but you are Sean Monday, correct?
It's my brother's Zoom account. I'm having trouble setting it up.
That's okay. I need to make a record that you are Sean Monday. I can see you and you appear to be Mr. Monday to me.
Yeah, I am.
All right, Mr. Moore, go ahead.
Your Honor, first would acknowledge receipt of the information, waive any further formal reading. Ask the court enter plea to not guilty at this time.
All right, Mr. Monday, I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf to each of the charges. Your trial will be set to begin on December 13 at 8:30 a.m. Trial readiness will be December 5 at 10:30 a.m. And your next hearing will be Omnibus, October 17th at 10:30 a.m.
Okay.
All right, anything from the state on this matter? No, Your Honor. All right, so Mr. Monday, keep in touch with Mr. Moore and make sure you're here on time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
State versus David Murray Pickering, 22-1-321-14.
Damn it, Nightbot.
Thank you, Your Honor. Justin Cover appearing as counsel for the defendant, David Murray Pickering. Your Honor, I believe this is a strike. Had no contact with my client at this time.
Uh-oh. Mr. Pickering. Mr. Pickering.
It wouldn't be a strike, then it'd be a warrant. There's no warrant out for him right now. Ms. Zorn?
Guys, we're going to jump for a
He
minute.
was present at the last hearing. He has posted bail, so I'd ask for a warrant at this time.
See if
The
this.
warrant will issue $50,000. The bond is forfeited.
Ooh, son.
All other dates are stricken.
Ooh. Carol, you're
Number
probably
18,
right.
State versus Dennis Cleveland, 22-1-332-14.
Mr. Cleveland. No
Good
Cleveland.
morning, Your Honor. Gloria Baptist from Mr. Cleveland, who I believe is on the platform.
I think he's actually in the courtroom. Good morning, Mr. Cleveland.
Good morning, Mr. Cleveland. Let's go see what Judge Stephanie
him
Boyd.
for driving while intoxicated in another vehicle, a BMW vehicle that we didn't know about.
Yes.
So is it fair to say that you didn't follow the conditions of your pretrial release, even on the case that we're pleading to right now?
It's fair to say that I was driving. I haven't been convicted of that, but I was driving a vehicle and.
Well, it's being taken into consideration in this plea. So are you admitting that you did drive intoxicated again on July 28th of 2022?
Good to see you, Bob and Donna.
Am I admitting that I drove intoxicated?
Correct. I think part of this is the judge wants to see what you're accepting responsibility for.
Well, good luck to
You
Alice.
would agree that that shows the judge that she gave you conditions as a matter of this bond and you did not fulfill those conditions, correct?
Very boring drab purse today, by the way.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
No further questions.
All right. So, Mr. Lauren,
Yes, sir.
what I'm going to tell you is I was thinking long and hard about giving you probation because I realize that you do need the help.
I do.
But my issue is that you're on bond and there are conditions for bond. And at any time, and I think everybody knows, anybody who comes in here, if they need help with drug problem, alcohol problem, if there's something with pretrial services that can help them with their issues, I like to get them their issues because my goal is I don't want to see people back here before, again, picking up new cases. I'm hoping that everybody is going to be successful. So I am not going to grant your application. So now we need to speak towards the cap. And the cap is for 7 years. State, what are you requesting?
Judge, we're requesting the cap. He was facing 2 to 10 years on this case, as well as a new DWI case, which, like you said, he picked up while he was on bond for this particular case. We believe that 7 is appropriate. He just recently came off of felony probation for the exact same offense. I think at this point, he's demonstrated himself to be a danger to others because he keeps letting his addiction let him get behind the wheel of a car and place others at risk. We would ask for 7 years.
All right.
Oh, Judge, I would ask that you would consider putting him into a safety program for 6 months, 9 months, whatever it is, and leave this open for probation after a successful completion of that. And that way,
He can't go to safety if he's not on probation.
that's what I'm saying. And I'm asking you to do that rather than just to send him to prison, to send him to Safe P, which is.
Which one is she
to
going to do,
some
guys? She
extent,
going to send him to prison or send him to
concrete
Safe
building with
P?
a lot of other
Oh, I
men.
know Safe P is at the prison. I've
And,
had clients who've been.
And
who've
it
gone
would
there.
be sort of like a shock probation situation.
All
Rick's
right.
Cabaret.
Mr. Lawrence, as previously stated, I'm finding you guilty. I'm going to sentence you to 7 years in the prison. Taking consideration grand jury number 77261, night mag number 672122. Give you credit for any time served. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal.
That's
you do
prison,
not have the
baby.
court's
7
permission to appeal. Do you
biggins
understand?
in prison.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, good luck to you, Mr. Lawrence. Thank you.
You threw up the X, DMX.
All right, Carwin Campbell.
Oof.
And then, we're cutting it off. So anyone who doesn't have your paperwork turned in, you're being recalled. I know you've been waiting on your paperwork, Mr. All right, just give us a moment, Mr. Sawyer. Yes, okay, what is happening with Mr. Campbell?
Young cowboy.
I want to know from the state what they can agree to regarding the pre-trial motions and the second discovery motion.
Okay, and Brenda, we off the record.
Okay.
You can take your break.
Oh, no.
So,
Oh, that's not good.
here you go. Is there anything that y'all?
Sorry to hear that,
agree on?
Alec Offer.
Yes, there is.
All right, is there anything that you're not agreeing on?
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
All right, so what we're gonna do is, because as everybody can see, it's 1:20. So we're gonna recall this, and what you can agree on, if you will make sure that the defense counsel has that discovery, and we'll come back and have, I'll hear your argument over what he's not giving you that you feel that you're entitled to, okay?
It doesn't have to be actually given it to me.
Mhm.
I could just go to their office and see it. I'm not necessarily
Okay.
asking for documents. I want
Okay.
to make it clear.
So what is a good date for you to come back?
Friday.
Friday?
I'll be here anyway.
Okay, so we're gonna come back on Friday, and Mr. Campbell, you can appear in person, or either you can appear by Zoom, because I know that, you came down today.
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
All right, thank you.
so we're.
He only wants to be with
It's just discovery.
you.
All right, so we'll see you back on,
We just saw somebody get 7 years. I mean, what more can we expect today? Wow, that's a
all right.
lot.
Hi, Mr. Sawyer, what's going on?
Well, on this case with Sergio Martinez, Your Honor, we've
Mhm.
been in court last time, and the state's gonna email me some type of an offer.
Mhm.
In fact, I finally got an offer just in the last 10 minutes.
Okay,
So we need a few days to go over with my client and see what we're going to do with it.
all right, Norma, can we call Mr. Martinez back for Friday as well?
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
I may be in trial Friday. If I am, I'll let the court know.
all right,
Starting a jury trial across the hall tomorrow morning.
all right, we'll see you back on the.
Number 45, Felicia Elliott.
Felicia, everybody. Why is she so loud? Why did she just yell in my ear?
Let's
That's a
see
good
here.
question.
Hi, Miss Elliott. How are you? I'm fine, thank you. Let's see. Where did this go? Oh, it must be on the right docket. All right. I understand that you have reached an agreement to plead guilty and be referred to state traffic school. Is that right? Okay. Is the address on your license correct? Perfect. That's where your letter will come to. And then with regards to the 134, you see those long white sheets? Oh, you're going to pay today, aren't you? All right. We're going to call you back up in just a minute with the receipt to take to those windows on the first floor. Thank you.
Whoever's got the hot hand over there,
Okay.
muting people,
Lacey
feel free to
Elliott,
block
24.
those. Thank you. The porn bots came through. They did their damage. And you know what? We're going to call it a day. It's been on for an hour and a half.
November.
And we've had several complaints. You guys let me know what you think. We've had several complaints that our videos are far too long. So either we'll start doing shorter videos, or I'm going to take time and just cut them down to just like the best clips of each show, we'll say. If that's something you think you would like, drop a comment down below and let me know. A lot of people complain, I guess, that we talk too much. Again, this is our channel and we can kind of do what we want here. So just letting everybody know that we will be back at 4:05. That's 4:05 for We Gotta Chase. We're going to be watching all kinds of stuff. Mini Chase Mondays, people getting hit by trains, all kind of things today. So make sure you're there. We will be happy to have you. Anything else, Creed? No? Until next time, be good to each other.
I married your fat sister. Forget that bunch, will you? Just get me the Duke boys in that car.
Hey, hey, hey!